And welcome to the introduction to this module, Supply Chains in Mobility. It's my great pleasure to introduce you to your primary trainer, Manpreet Dhami. Manpreet, thank you so much for all the work that you've done on this module. It is a terrific piece of training. It just suddenly occurred to me to remind everyone, I will put in the notes in the second part of this introduction, the link to your session from the conference in Zagreb, because again, that will broaden out your understanding of what this is about. But Manpreet, we've talked about this for a while. You have been at the coalface of the supply chain for some time. Do you want to talk about what you felt were the important things that you wanted to cover in this module?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much for asking me to be involved in this. It is a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and I was thinking about it earlier. I've been in this industry for nearly 25 years now, and a big, chunk of it across different areas of the business, but pretty big chunk of it focused on supply chains. So I guess for me, what was important was really to talk a little bit about how our industry has evolved over the years and, global mobility strategy and how the supply chain portion of that fits in, and make sure that people have a good understanding of not just supply chain generally, but how it is very different when it comes to services versus components. We're not buying microchips, we're buying services, and that's a little bit different. So I really wanted to get a foundational understanding of, what supply chain is, and then how it differs when it comes to services, and why it's so important within the global mobility context.
I mean, it is, and it's the module is terrific. Obviously, we've been through it as it's been developed. But I think what's always fascinated me when I've been in, obviously, I'm not at the coalface of supply chain. I work for an association. But when I'm in the sessions that we've been, sort of delivering over the years, this is a very complex industry in terms of how the supply chains interact. And I think that's part of what you've done so brilliantly with this module, is to kind of demystify how it works. Do you want to just briefly introduce what people are going to learn from, what the outcomes?
Sure. So the training is built up across 6 different components. And as I said earlier, my desire was really to make sure that anyone new to the industry or new to supply chain would get some of the foundational concepts of, what is supply chain, what is supply chain management. So those core concepts are pretty much how it starts off. And then we flip over to that area of, let's talk about the global mobility supply chain, and why is this a little bit different? Again, products and versus services, and how that impacts how a supply chain professional may interact with the supply chain. Also talking a little bit about the evolution of supply chain management within global mobility. So 25 years is a long time to be in this industry. I'm a little shy of that. And we've seen so many changes, including changes around compliance requirements, technology utilization. So those areas will also be covered, as well as performance management from a supply chain professional's perspective. And really, as a service provider, how can you position yourself in a way that you're helping the supply chain professional to do their job and to shine effectively.
Absolutely. And that's so key, what you said. I mean, again, since I've been in this industry, we've seen things that, particularly compliance and technology, have pretty well revolutionized a lot of what's being done on a day-to-day basis. And the dreaded GDPR, there's plenty of that GDPR on our YouTube channel as well. Absolutely, I can't thank you enough for the work you put in on this. It's great to have you, and also to utilize all of your contacts with the industry. You're interviewing for the additionals. So just to let you know, the way the module works is component 1 is always a narrated presentation. The second part of that, section 2, is your mandatory extras. So those are things that Manpreet's going to add in to the module, which you must take a look at because they will be featured in the quiz. And the third part is additional resources, which you can take or leave. But if you do want to do a deep dive, there'll be a lot more stuff in there. So Manpreet, thank you again for doing this. And it's always a pleasure to work with you. As I say, you can you can access the YouTube video of the Zagreb session that you chaired back in, I want to say May. So that's there as well. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks again.